What's up, Honesty with Comedy podcast listeners? This is all wrong. You feel me? Don't go. It's all wrong. Let me tell you that much. But no, the last one. So I was talking about the parables, right? I was trying to reference as to what's evil versus wicked, but I know we're talking about the parables and being how the Lord was rejected when he went back to Nazareth in his hometown. It is the perception of how people perceive you to be when they think that they know you, right? So he was rejected. Now, rejecting somebody, could they actually be considered evil or wicked? I would think that it could be. It all depends. If you reject somebody and then, like, you're rejected because you just don't like them, because you just hate them for some reason, okay? Or you just a bitter type of person, and because they are a good person, and then you just don't vibe with good people, that's a problem. But it's real people like that. And no, I ain't finna make no excuses. Just like gang members, or even people out in the street. Like, how is it that we walk past somebody, right? And then they were literally just like, oh, what you staring at? Because you had stared at them like, what, 3 seconds? Too long? What's up? What's good? It's 6 o'clock. What you talking about? I'm trying to go over here to Vienna's real quick. What's up? Like, even if you accidentally step on somebody's shoe, they ready to fight you. Oh, I'm gonna go and buy pump Trump on this fool. Why? That's some deepness. You got a problem. That's like evil. You can have wicked ways as well. And sometimes that don't even come up until somebody had triggered you, so to speak. But you can be triggered by anything. Hell, you can be triggered because somebody stepped on your shoestring. That's how a lot of feet and fights start. Like, hey, you stepped on my ones. And they white. Excuse me. I didn't ask for your big bozo ass feet to be standing here. You could move and your feet. But I mean, I wouldn't say that because then you wonder why somebody trying to go to the trunk or you want to pop you upside your head. I'm just saying. If somebody say, excuse me, I'm sorry, could it just be? Ain't nobody stepping on your feet for no reason, okay? But I'm just also, I just said in our life how people can perceive. We can perceive people as well. But that can also be categorized as something evil. It all depends on your intentions. Do you have malice behind your heart? So I feel like that's what God also teaches us when we go down this spiritual, process and whatnot. Because I didn't think I was wicked. I didn't think I was evil. But have I had some thoughts that can be under? Yeah. Okay, but He do also hear our thoughts. I come to learn. Sometimes I forget. I do. But that doesn't mean that I would have been ready for whatever it is that He wanted to do. Because first, that's the reason why we have to go through this wilderness. You got to separate the weeds from the wheats. And then it's like being disobedient. To me, how am I putting stupid things before Him? I was. I put in a $5.99 Zeus subscription before Him. I was worried about renewing that or watching it. Is that not evil or wicked? Watching also the children of God on there acting belligerent, bear witnessing to stuff that just not of Him. godly, holy, not perfect, but that don't mean we got to be beating the hell out of each other or be drunk like that. You know what I'm saying? Flashing each other. Like, that's okay. Would you want your child doing that? No. And then you got to also think about it, right? God, creator, like, you loved us that much. Even the Lord, I got to remind myself sometimes of that relationship. Because when I think of the Lord, it's almost hard for me to think of God, the creator, as a father and how he felt. Like, creating the world, and then everything, according to the Bible, that he made it is for good. Everything. How did it become wicked and evil? Putting people. First of all, Lucifer, Satan. Then you got Adam and Eve getting all crumped up by that serpent. Then you had the Nephilims. They all big giants, all birthed out and whatnot. You birth evil. You ain't gonna have no good child. Evil and evil ain't gonna birth good. But that was the reason. It all started and stirred up. He was gonna wipe us out like he did in the great flood with Noah. But guess what? He said, the only how I'm gonna be able to tolerate and forgive and not want to wipe them out for the evil that they're doing is if they are covered in my son blood. That's it. My son, my seed. And then sent them down here. You mean the Lord said I will go? I honestly don't even feel like he even knew what was at stake. Or maybe he forgot because he was reborn in the flesh. But I took it as when he, at the Last Supper, when he had those 3 prophetic visions. And he realized, and that's when he spoke of, like, this is my last meal. I'm going to die. I'm going home to the Father, right? But before all of that, he was on earth just like we're supposed to be learning him, teaching and preaching, just like him. God loved us that much that he sent his son. And then the Lord went through this world. Sinless, blameless, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, 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 respectfully. But could you imagine your child, you and your child, your child, you did good on raising your child, and then you send them somewhere. It's just like if you go to the store, you tell one of your kids to go to the store, and then they come back or they don't come back. You mean somebody hurt them? I sent them to the store for a purpose, a reason, and somebody hurt them. They're not coming back. Not in the flesh. The pain is what I'm talking about. I'm referring to the pain of it. Because that's what God had to do. Witness. He sent his son for our salvation to cover it. Because that was the only how we was going to be able to get through this life and be saved. It's through and in and covered by his son blood. Who he so loved and knew was just righteous as it can be. Because we just so raggedy. And yet we still choosing raggedy. You know how angry I would be if I did that? If I sent my son to die for somebody and they won't die to sin to me over something dumb, oh, you going to be in that pit for a minute until you learn. I created you. You're my daughter. I adopted you through sonship because of my son. My son blood is what covers you. And you won't obey me? Then you could obey the enemy. What's up?